Hi everyone. This is exciting. This is our first math lesson online. I hope this goes well. This is actually, I think we're really lucky. This is the easiest one we can do all year online. So here's what you're gonna do. You're gonna go to the so let's say you start off on my homepage. This is what it looks like. You find 4.5. You hover over it. You scroll down until where it says Math Financial Literacy. And my grade 4s, I would encourage you to definitely do the 4 package. You can also do the 5 for extending, but 4s you're going to do the 4, the 5s you're going to do the 5. So the 4s, you're going to click on this. The whole point with this one is we're going to assume you are going to make a budget as though you were a university student, which is quite exciting because one day you will be, and you want to make sure you do not run out of money when you're at university. So let's take a look at what it is that we're trying to do. We're trying to make simple monetary calculations based on real life problems, and we're trying to only go up to about $100. That's not always going to be the case, but we're gonna try and do as much as we can within that framework. So here's what this is. And first of all, you don't need to print this off. I mean, you're welcome to if you have access to a printer. You just simply need to give me, you can write it down on a piece of paper and take a picture of the paper. You can write it in an email. You can talk me through it. You do not have to print this off, okay? So let's go over what I'm asking of you guys. So you are living at the University of Victoria. It's an awesome university. It's on the island. You will love it. I hope you get to go there. You're living on campus. What that means is that you're living right at the university. You're not staying off of the territory, the grounds of the university. So it's a super fun time. So for 2019, 2020, you're going to spend about $11,000 on your living accommodations. And this is the actual amount. I looked it up. So I hope that actually scares you a little bit, because $11,000 a year, that's a lot of money. So start saving now. That's just how much it costs to live there, and you get some food based on that. It's not going to include all your snacks. It's not going to include stuff like shampoo or the cost of like doing your laundry. So $11,000 for 1 year, that's a big chunk of money. So we need to try and come up with a budget for your fun, your entertainment, your necessities, your gifts, and other school expenses. I'm sure you've probably never even really thought of these words together. So we'll break that down as we go. So in the very front page, this is actually pretty much all you'd hand in. I think actually there might be more at the end. I forget. So you're going to pick a part-time job, and you're going to tell me how much income you're going to make based on that. And if you go, what page number is this? Gifts, school expenses. Hey, where did all my jobs go? Oh, right here. Under employment, on page, what is this, page 2, it's going to show you what job you're going to pick. Okay, so you're not just going to randomly pick a job, although that would be fun. Your expenses, you're going to choose fun and entertainment. What that is anything that is not health related, anything that is not career related, that is for fun. It's what you're going to do when you want to hang out with your friends, or you want to go and get a coffee. Okay. Necessities per month, that's stuff like shampoo, laundry, soap. That's the boring stuff. Gifts per month. Just because you have no money doesn't mean that people want no gifts. People are still going to want something. So you need to use your money from your part-time job, save up a little bit, and at least get someone something. School expenses. This is, I mean, again, you might run out of ink because you're taking so many notes. You might need whiteout because you're making so many mistakes. Who knows? But you're eventually going to need some stuff related to school. And then you're going to have your budget, and that is functionally how much money is coming in, is your part-time job, and how much is going out. And at the end, this is where you're going to write down, this is how much, so after I subtract my expenses from my income, this is how much I can save per month. Ideally, you're going to be making enough money that you're able to save. If you're only making enough money and spending the exact amount of money that you're spending, that's $0 that you're saving, which is kind of risky. It's low, not low risk, but you don't have to do a lot of work to only get by with $0 in savings. But it means that if anything big comes up, you can't afford it. So, and then after, you're going to say, this is how I feel about saving money. You're going to tell me, like, what is hard? What do you have to give up in order to save money? But what are the benefits of saving money? Okay. So employment, let's read this. So in September, you move into UVic. You will be staying in a single room. This means that you do not have to share a room with anyone. It's kind of nice. You just have your own bed, you have your own closet, and your own window, and that's pretty much it. No bathroom. But you do need to share a bathroom with everyone else in the building. You will eat your meals in the cafeteria. You're going to pay for your meals with a meal card that is included in the price of your accommodations. However, you want to have some fun. So in order to pay for this, you need to get a part-time job. So let's pretend that you have a summer job and that helps pay for your tuition costs, and whatever money you make during the school year, you get to spend on yourself. So what your goal is right now is you're going to pick one of these jobs and maybe pick what do you think is actually realistic for you. There's no right or wrong answer. So you're going to take a look at, for example, if you want a lifeguard, that's $24 an hour. That's awesome pay for, like a first-time job. And you're going to look at the pros and cons. So for example, the pros of this, of like if you are a lifeguard at UVic, is it's good pay, it's decent working conditions, it's a respectable job, and it's on campus. The problems though is that it costs money and it takes time to get the courses in order to become certified to become a lifeguard. But then you compare it with something like maybe a night shift manager at McDonald's. It's $19 an hour, so it's comparable, right? $24 compared to $19. The pros, it's almost hardly any training. You can have a ton of hours. The cons though is that you're off campus. It's late at night. It's not always a respected job. And so you have to decide, is it worth it for you to make a quick $19 an hour? Or is it worth it for you to put in a little bit more work, do the coursework, and get $24 an hour? So you're going to be making choices like this between just these 6 jobs, and you're going to choose one. So you're going to say, here's the job that I chose. This is why. This is how many hours a week I think I might work. So for example, something like a note taker, what that is let's say there's somebody in your class at university and maybe they just have a really hard time writing down notes. You're actually hired by the university to take notes. This is an awesome job because it's great money and you're taking notes anyways. The problem though, you can only work 1 hour a day because let's say your class is only 1 hour. Well, they don't need you taking notes on like the snacks that you have and what it's like going to the cafeteria. It's only notes during class time. So you're only then making $20 a day as a note taker. But maybe you're like, hey, all I want to do is work 1 hour a day. That works for me. And here, $19 an hour, it's less. But if you work 2 hours, then that's way more than only working 1 hour as a note taker. But you have to go off campus. So you're going to spend at least half an hour driving off campus or walking or bike riding off campus, and then another half an hour back. So things to think about. So this is how many hours a week I think I might work, and here's why. Because maybe you might say, no, I want to have some fun, or I need to study, or who knows what it is you need to do. And then you're going to do some math. It's going to say, this is how much money I will make in a month. So they're going to write, this is where you're going to write in your amount per hour. So let's say here you choose the note taker. It's $20 per hour. You're going to write in $20 right here. You're going to write in, let's say you're only going to do it maybe 3 hours a week. You're going to go 20 times 3, and then you're going to do the math. You can use a calculator. 20 times 3, and you're going to write in 60. It's going to go right here. Then it says, take the answer that you had on the line above and multiply that by 4. And that's where it's going to go here. And we do that because we want to know how much you're making in a month, not just in a week. Next, fun and entertainment. So let's pretend this is September 2020. Let's pretend you're graduating high school this year, which you're not. You're stuck for another few years. So in September, you're going to plan out a few events. I want you to choose 17 events from the list below and write them on your calendar. This is a lot of fun. I've got over here, where is it? These are all of the free events you can do on the left-hand side. These are all of the events that cost money. And you are welcome to fill your calendar with free events. You don't have to only pick 17. You can walk on the beach every day in September if that's what your heart is telling you that you need to do. But as you can see, these are what I think are somewhat realistic numbers. Getting a coffee with friends, you might be able to afford a coffee for $5. But if you went for a coffee 17 times, I mean, I'd actually have to use a calculator. Let's do this right now. Come on, calculator. 17 times 5. That's $85 in 1 month if you went for a coffee 17 times, right? So you're going to want to pick and choose. Maybe you're like, what is this? Whale watching. Maybe you love whale watching. And you're like, no, I'm only going to do one activity that costs $250 in a month. And all of the other 17 activities are free. You choose, but pick and choose. Write down the activity, write down how much it is, okay? And that is where we have, for example, this is fun and entertainment. When you look on the first page, that's where you're going to write down fun and entertainment per month. You're going to write down your cost. Now, you might want to make it so that you are not spending any money all month. And that's an awesome goal because really you're probably doing activities that don't involve garbage, that don't involve, spending and transportation. So that's fun. Necessities, toiletries. So these are all the things that, think of anything you'd find in your bathroom generally would fit into this necessities category. So it says, just because your rent and food are taken care of doesn't mean that the rest of life's necessities are. So here's a list of random necessities. Please choose 10 necessities for the month of September. So here, and again, I tried to come up with somewhat realistic prices. For example, shampoo. I don't know how much soap and shampoo you use in a month, but let's pretend that you go through a bottle in a month. That's $8. That's reasonable. But if you're buying shampoo, you might also have to buy conditioner. You decide, maybe you're like, no, I will only use 1 bar of soap for the whole month. And that is Fair enough. I think a lot of university students do that. So, make that your goal. See how that goes. Maybe you need new socks, new underwear, new pants. You decide what is realistic. What do you typically buy in a month? Or maybe you probably don't buy anything. Ask your parents. Say, what is something I would realistically buy? What are 10 things that I would probably use? So you're going to write them down. You're going to figure out the cost. You're going to add that up. That's addition. And then you're going to come to the front page here where it says necessities per month, and you're going to write in how much it is per month for your necessities. So now let's go down. Gifts. Again, people in your life, you're going to have, roommates, you're going to have your parents or siblings or whoever it is that they need a gift. So we're just going to randomly choose 3 gifts. If you want to come up with your own gift that is another reasonable amount, you're welcome to do that. But keep in mind, if you say, for example, I'm going to make cookies and it's going to be free because I'm going to use my parents' cookie stuff, you're not. Because if you're living on campus at university, you don't have access to free ingredients and a free kitchen, right? So if you're going to make something free, it literally has to be something you already own. And you can't say like, oh, well, I already own a picture frame and I already own paint. Not super, super realistic. Maybe you already own a free seashell from the beach. Think as realistic as possible, okay? So ideally, you're going to pick 3 gifts, and and who it's for, and then you're going to think of the price. So for example, do I have, essential oils. Let's say, for example, your mom or somebody is really into essential oils, and you're like, yep, it's a big gift, $40. You're going to write it down. But maybe a song, maybe you're just going to buy someone a song on whatever you call that. iTunes. There we are. iTunes for $5, right? So then you're going to put in your gifts there. And then on the front page where it says gifts per month, you're going to write in your subtotal. And it's true. It's not like if your mom has a birthday in September, she's not going to have the same birthday every month. But it does kind of even out by the end of the year when you look at what's an average you'd be spending per month on gifts, right? Next, school expenses. So these are things that, in a given month you might need. So you choose. I mean, if you want to, live large, maybe get yourself awesome Sharpies, 10 in a pack. What's a big one? An iPad. Maybe every month you treat yourself to a new iPad. I don't know how you are going to finance your life, but here we go. You choose what are 3 random things that you would probably buy in a month. And maybe actually you do want to write in an iPad because it's for September and you're thinking, yep, in September I'm going to start school and I need an iPad. So maybe September's budget is a little bit heavier for school expenses. Maybe October and November aren't as heavy, but you never know. So you choose the 3 items, and then on the front page, you'd go right up here where it says school expenses per month, and you're going to write it in. You're then going to add in this box, this box, this box, this box, and you're going to put in your total amount here, okay? So right here, this is your income per week. Actually, you know what? I should also probably have income per month. Maybe just change the word week to month. Oh, I should turn that off. I don't know how to turn that off. Okay, so then at the very back, these are the reflection questions, and this you can do. You can record your voice saying this. You can make it spoken. You can write it in an email, write it on a piece of paper, and take a picture of it. You don't have to print this out, okay? But I would like you to try and give me roughly this amount of an answer. So, hang on. My son's just running around the hallway. Oh, there they go again. I don't know how to get rid of this. Go away. All right. Let me just close this. Done. So, what was more important to you? Having better things or experiences or working fewer hours? That's a legitimate question. So, for example, if you want to be like the note taker and make $20 in one day, you're going to afford fewer things than if, let's say, you lifeguard and you work 4 hours a day, right? So you're going to tell me what is more important, making more money and having nicer things, or working fewer hours, having more free time, but having fewer things? What was more difficult, choosing what to do for fun and entertainment, or choosing which job to have? You tell me. I don't know. What is your decision? Were you able to save money at the end of each month based on your budget? Why or why not? That's the big thing, right? Because as you get older, things happen. Things have a way of just popping up. And you want to make sure you have some money to save. Even if it's $1 a week, it's a start. If you could give anyone advice on their budget, what would you tell them? So again, you're going to do this after you've done your whole budget. It's almost like you're going to be talking like a retired person and you're like, well, in my day, like think back on, what did you actually, what did you find easy? What did you find hard in your budget? Okay, if you felt like there wasn't enough money left over each month to do what you want, what are some things that you could do to make it financially easier on yourself each month? So for example, could you maybe have fewer gifts? Could you maybe go on outings that cost less? Could you maybe work more hours? You tell me, what are the things that you're thinking realistically? Yeah, that's what I'd like to do. So here's our rubric. I'm only going to read you the extending because that's our goal, right? Your goal is that you want to do a really good job of reflecting and telling me about meaningful and relevant ideas. Okay. So instead of like, if, for example, if you said, if you felt like there wasn't enough money left over each month, don't be like, I'd steal money. I mean, maybe that is realistic. I don't know. But then tell me, get into it. Tell me how you're going to go about doing that illegal activity. Preferably, though, you're going to say, realistically, I'm going to work harder. Or maybe you're the kind of person you're going to be like, you know what, I don't want to work harder, so I'm just going to, I'll work less, but I will spend less and I'll just do everything for free. But I want you to actually get into it. Don't just be like, work less. Yeah, but why? Why are you choosing to work less? Is it because you would rather sleep more or play guitar more? Or what is it going on in your life that you want to spend time doing instead of working? So you're going to be filling out those questions, and at the front page, this is where you're going to do the actual math. So remember, this is your job. You're writing in the title how much you make per week. Actually, maybe do week on one side and month on the other. Should have actually fixed that. And then your cost per month, and then ideally you're going to tell me how much you're able to save. So this might take you an hour. This might take you 10 hours. I think the exciting part about this is it can be an awesome conversation you can have with your parents, where you can really go through what is important to you and what are realistic situations and what are not. Like, where am I? Actually, like the job thing. That's actually a really good conversation to have with your parents as you're hopefully doing this with them. Is like, what are the benefits of working at a movie theater versus working as a cashier? I think I'm going to leave you with that because I think that's pretty clear. But if you have any questions, you can let me know. And I'm just going to ask you to give this to me as soon as you can finish it. There's no rush to accomplish this. I think the priority is making sure that you understand how to make a budget and how to make choices based on real life situations. So good luck. Thanks.